So first, here is a contradiction in the number of days in the Bible record itself. There is no explanation for that. Secondly, Jesus quotes a prophecy about himself in Matthew chapter 4, when Satan tries to deceive Jesus and offer him all the world and everything. Jesus quoted a prophecy about himself that God is going to protect him. He quoted an Old Testament prophecy from the Psalms, Psalms 91. Do you know what the Psalms 91 says? It says that Jesus will not be harmed. Nobody will do any harm to him. And God will answer his prayers. Like when he said, God, take the crucifixion away from me. God will lift him up with angels. He will protect him. He will not be harmed. No calamity will ever befall him. So we use that to prove Islamic belief that Jesus was raised by angels. That's literally what we believe. Just like that prophecy that Jesus quotes about himself. We believe the same thing. Jesus was raised up. God saved him when he called upon God. Because the 91 says, you call upon me and I will answer. Jesus called upon him to save him. We believe God saved Jesus, like it says. God will save him. So these are my evidences from your book.
So what do you guys believe that Jesus was saved? If you say that Jesus wasn't crucified and died.
Those who wanted to kill him, the Jews and the Romans.
So you believe that the Jews and the Romans killed him?
You said, who do you believe he was saved from? I'm just telling you, he was saved from those who wanted to kill him, the Jews and the Romans. He was saved from them. Okay, now let's come back to Islam. Because look, when you come to Christianity, you tell me about prophecies, I'll challenge you. You're not going to be able to present anything. So allow me to speak about Islam, because if you mention Christianity, it's not good for you. I'm going to criticize what you bring, right? So let's stick in Islam. In Islam, like I said, Prophet has tens of prophecies. Now, you can ask me, give an example. I'll give you 30 examples now, not one, if you want. For example, Prophet Muhammad said, you will see the barefoot Bedouin Arabs. You know Bedouin Arabs? There's many nations of the Arabs, but Bedouin Arabs are those specifically who live in the deserts, tent and camels. You know, like the Gulf countries. So the Prophet said, you will see the barefoot Bedouin Arabs near the end of times. They will be competing in building the tallest buildings with each other. You know what is the tallest building in the world today? Dubai, Burj Khalifa. Do you know Dubai was a desert 50 years ago? They had no tall buildings, nothing. Do you know what changed? What changed? They found oil. That's why they had money. And then the money allowed them to build tall buildings. The Prophet said the earth will puke its treasures, just like gold and silver, and money will become abundant to the new Arabs. So he didn't only say what they will be building. He said what the earth will do. The Prophet said the deserts of Arabia will come back to be meadows and rivers again. Now, you know the deserts of Arabia, today we have a Nature magazine, I can show it to you. Nature, Middle East. They're showing you how the deserts of Arabia were all rivers and meadows, with all green and rivers. They say 5,000 years ago it was. How would the Prophet know? They say we know because we find fossils of animals like, elephants and whales can only live if there's a lot of water. Can only live if there is vegetation and water. They say we can trace 10,000 Asian lakes using satellites. How would the Prophet Muhammad know how the land was 5,000 years before him? How can he know that? And he said it will come back to being green. Look now, there's NASA has an article called The Greening of Saudi Arabia. It will show you how it was yellow and now it's becoming green.
But me personally, I don't believe in NASA and all of that space.
No, I'm not talking about space. I'm just saying NASA is taking a picture of Saudi Arabia, how is the yellow desert and then how it's becoming green. So you can go today with your own eyes, see the greenery in Saudi Arabia. Because of the advancement, we can access water within the earth. So in Saudi Arabia is becoming green now. That's the point I'm trying to make, like the Prophet said. You don't need to accept NASA. Yeah. By the way, there's a lot more evidences, but my point is, we have many evidences to present that Islam is the truth. Yes.
Do you know the prophecy about the locusts, the stop of the rainfall and the pandemic, which proves the coming of Jesus and God's time?
No, you're going to have to tell me that. No, I don't know what locust prophecy you're referring to, no.
And it's already been prophesied in 2020. It happened in each country that it was, it didn't have a specific country, but it was all prophesied.
Do you know my problem with the prophecies that Christians present usually, majority of Christians, is that it's vague, ambiguous, not clear like what I'm giving you, and they interpret it their own. They see reality and they put reality in the prophecy.
But they could do that in Dubai.
No, you cannot. Because how can you do it?
Obviously, the treasure was there.
What treasure?
The treasure that came from the earth.
No, the oil was not of value until recently because of technology. They couldn't have treasures. How could they do it?
No, I'm saying it came about. I'm saying however that did.
It came about. The Prophet said it will come about.
No.
So that's another prophecy you're missing. That's another prophecy you're missing.
Yeah, but then men that have read that from years, when it's come, they could have decided to do anything.
But sure, you're missing the fact that it came is also a part of the prophecy because he also prophesies that it will come. You're also missing the fact.
Man could have just.
No, the Arabs.
That's what you just said
No,
about
you're
why.
missing the point. The Arabs did not have the capacity to build tall buildings. They're not builders. That's why they brought people from India, people from here, people from Pakistan, whatever. They're not builders. They needed the money, and the Prophet said they are going to bring the money. And the Prophet said, "Do not waste the money." Muslims nation now are poor. They need money. Prophet is not going to be approving of people wasting money on buildings.
2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 13. I may stop the sky from sending rain.
Say, can you raise your voice a little bit? Sorry.
I may stop the sky from sending rain.
Okay.
I may command the locusts to destroy the land.